Okay, guys, I want to talk about something that I've been getting a lot of questions about the past few weeks. What is more beneficial? What is the better or even the best workout split for you? Is it full body workouts, bro splits, upper lower, push pull legs? I'm gonna start off by splitting the crowd a little, I presume, but my take on this is dependable on a lot of factors here, but even then I would say full body workouts. Before I get into this as well, I need you to remember that it depends on the person and their goals, not least their capacity and ability to perform these varieties. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of both upper lower splits, push pull legs, even a mix of both of these, but when it comes to full body workouts, I see more benefits when it both comes to strength and building muscle in general. What's gonna be my most compelling argument here is, and what's probably to this day is the biggest and most beneficial factor with this, is the frequency. I mean, if you think about it, this is rather a question of what's more important for you, frequency or volume. I mean, let's say you wanna do about 15 to 20 sets per muscle part each week, then you will have to do a lot, and I mean a lot of volume to fit it all in, doing a, let's say, push-pull leg split. More manageable with a upper-lower split, but especially if you don't have time for 4 to 6 gym days a week, a full body is far more superior here if you ask me. But as for many of you and myself included, going to the gym almost every day is very preferable. Let's put it like this. Okay, you can achieve the volume and training you want and need with these kinds of splits, but often you will need to put in a lot of days in the gym. Talking about going to the gym 4 to 6 days a week to achieve only the necessary work. And with a full body workout routine, you would not only save a lot of time within the week, but it's also far superior when it comes to recovery phases, and as I mentioned before, frequency matters. You can hit each body part three times a week by only going to the gym 3 days a week. That's pretty great if you ask me. A lot of lifters out there also put out the arguments against this is that it's quite boring way of training. Well, I'm talking about the classic gym bro now, but I mean, I agree. Or rather, I did agree. Back in the day, I also thought full body workouts were effective, but yet so very boring, because you only did like 1 or maybe 2 exercises per muscle group, depending on your priorities. And that's not enough pump for the textbook gym bro. I mean, I get it. I still have this kind of mentality, but the misconception about the full body workout is that you often don't train hard enough. Yeah, I mean, a real full body workout is so exhausting and hard for that matter. So you don't have time nor the energy to waste time on junk volume. This is also a hate-love relationship for me. Full body workouts minimizes junk volume. It's a big part of why it's so effective as well, but it's also a little part of why I sometimes would want something else, because I'm so fond of the high volume stuff, the sick pump with doing more work on each muscle part. But that's also why I adapted my full body regime a little, so I could get the most out of everything really. Let me take you through it. My workout routine, as for today, consists of a mix of full body and upper lower and push-pull legs, where I do my full body sessions, let's say week 1 and 3, then I do my push-pull legs week 2 and upper lower week 4. By doing this I get everything I want and at the same time everything I need. I also have a lot of both specificity in these days because I made it to specify my work on the squats and overhead press, but also a lot of variation, which I highly recommend putting into your programs as well. Variation is key, guys. I mean, I get it when people say full body is so boring, and then I review their program and it's all the same exercises each session. Well, frankly, I get that you're bored. I would be as well. Come on, mix it up. Stir the pot, guys. At least for me, this is so important. To vary your exercises every session. I mean, I did it just for the matter of enjoyment in my training days, but a lot of scientific studies also has proven that variation type approach in training is also very beneficial when it comes to both building muscle, stimuli and fatigue processing, and even strength. Even when I'm saying full body workouts are so hard, too hard to waste your time because it's so taxing, I'm not bad-mouthing the upper lower or even push-pull legs. They all have their benefits. I'm training very hard too on my upper lower days, but when it comes to the full body, just feel like I'm both giving it my all and still get the frequency, recovery and the results really I want from it. But that's why I also structured upper lower every 2 weeks or something like that, because I still wanna achieve some higher volume days because I really love them. But I also value the programming here. You need to program it so it's enjoyable for you. Yeah. And I think it's so important how you structure these kinds of programs. I always want you to structure with care and really think about how you program things, whether you follow a program from the web or from a personal trainer or whatever, whether it's a push-pull legs or full body. But I do think you have to take this into consideration even more when it comes down to full body workouts. You can't just put in every exercise left and right and call it a day. You really have to plan this both for your recovery, fatigue and performance really, because the full body routines, they're harder than you think. And I want to go back to this with junk volume. I mean, full body workouts, they're a hack if you ask me, and many others too, I assume, because even if you wanted to add more volume, more junk volume, you couldn't, because if you could, you're not performing these workouts with enough intensity. You're not training hard enough then, because it's impossible. I mean, it's common sense really. With that being said, you don't have to only do one exercise of chest, one on back and so on when you're performing these full body workouts. You can, but you don't have to. I like to do something that involves focusing on a specific muscle but still targeting your whole body. For example, I can structure some of my full body workouts like one being a quad dominant full body session, another being shoulder or delt dominant full body workout. What I do here is Still hitting all my muscle parts in each session, but putting a little more emphasis on a specific muscle due to, let's say, lack of development or something like that. Something you want to work on. But even if I think the full body workout route is superior to other splits, I can't sit here and tell you what is best for you specifically. I mean, I'm just sharing my thoughts. Some facts even why it maybe is more beneficial, but as one of my main key talking points I tend to come back to in my videos, and that's because I value it so much, is doing what's best for you. Doing what you enjoy doing. I mean, even if I can state an argument why you should do a full body workout for the better of your career as an athlete, or just wanna better your health and functionality, if you're not enjoying it while you're performing it, what's the point really? I mean it takes time for sure to get used to it. That it does, because we all, or at least the majority of us, is being introduced and starting off with our lifting within this bro lifter culture in the start. So it's quite hard to break out of it when the time comes, isn't it? And I do think a full body workout that I'm referring to here is more adaptable by more intermediate lifters too. I mean, personally, I still would recommend it for beginners too, but if you ask me, the key thing I want the beginners out there to do when it comes to training is to just simply move. Just be physically active. In the beginning, this is the most important part, because one, you will mostly make so-called newbie gains nevertheless, and two, is often about creating and adapting to a new routine of a lifestyle when it comes to new lifters. This is also a big thing I see at many beginners out there that's having difficulties following a program, whether it's a diet program or a workout regime. I see so many beginners out there that are starting out with way too big expectations and setting up unrealistic and way too difficult goals, which often later on results in negative thoughts about maybe not achieving the progress you'd expect. And I think that's so unnecessary. Training is about consistency. It's about creating and adapting to a new environment, a new routine. Yeah, that's all it is, a routine. It's just like brushing your teeth or eating or executing other daily routines in your life. You need to do the same for training. Training won't be as frequent as your other daily needs to survive, but you get the picture. As long as you set up a realistic routine, the weights and performance will automatically come. Trust me. So, guys, if you're starting out, don't overthink it in the start. Just be active. Go lift some weights, do your thing, and with time you will get more experience, more knowledge, and you will develop as a lifter automatically, really. But that was it for me this time. I'll appreciate you all for listening. Let me know if there's something on your mind that you want me to cover and talk about in the future talks. But otherwise, have a great Easter, have a good day, and I'll see you on the next one.